Jazzcast Pros.
Welcome to the Healthy Illness Podcast. I am your host, Kelly Marie, and Healthy Illness Podcast is all about helping you build healthier relationships while living with mental health conditions. I, Kelly Marie, am a Black woman in this world living with mental health conditions and sharing my story, my journey, sharing the tools that I have learned along the way that have helped me better manage my life. Here you'll find experts, you'll find people with their own personal stories, and yeah, we're telling the business spilling the tea. Like, subscribe, and share. And you know what? Welcome to the Jazzcast Pros Network. If this is your first time here, let me know. If you have come from another podcast on the Jazzcast Pros Network, we want to hear from you. So our episode today is all about physical movement of one home to another home. Our season is all about movement, and we've talked about a lot of different types of movement, but this episode is all about creating home, creating space in a new place. If you're picking this up on video, yeah, there's boxes and a whole bunch of mess behind me, and that's okay. At the end of this episode, you will have my top 5 ways of managing a move when the time comes. So if you were here for our 100th anniversary episode, Jazz and I talked about moving. I knew that I needed to move. I was looking for a place. I wanted to move on my terms. I didn't want to be told I needed to leave once the apartment or the home I was renting sold. So I went on this quest and journey to find a new home, again, on my terms in a way that made sense for me. I have found said home. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it here. And as you can see, I'm not finished unpacking. It's been almost a month, and that's okay. I really thought that the moving journey would only take a couple days on the back end side. It took me a month to start packing up. I slow packed. I was purposeful in my packing. I went through a lot of things and boxed stuff up and gave it away. I didn't bring everything with me because I didn't want to bring with me things that I was not using or wouldn't need. And so I left a lot of stuff. I went through my clothes, pulled out clothes I knew I wasn't going to wear again, just so that the move was lighter. I did hire movers. If you remember, I have that back surgery, the laminectomy with the rods and screws in my back. So while I can do some lifting, some moving, I am no longer in the lifting and moving health bracket. And so I hired movers to do the moving for me. I have friends and family that would have loved to help. And I did get yelled at because I hired movers when people were like, we could have done this for you. But a part of me hiring movers was not having to worry about other people hurting themselves, not having to worry about people having to schedule me around their lives, come over after I'm, settled in and we can chill and smoke a cigar and put our feet up and laugh and chat or something. I don't know. But I just didn't want that for my friends and family. So hired movers. They moved me in, and here we are in this space. A big shout out to Fisher North American. They were my moving company. Those folks kick ass. I cannot sing their praises high enough. I was really traumatized because of the first set of the movers to move into the apartment that the home that I was in. And so I didn't know what to expect, and I was expecting my moving experience to be similar to the one that I had the first time around. But the Fisher North American crew, they were upfront. They told me ways to save money, the best ways to pack. They did this virtual walkthrough of your home. They were just on point. And so I am thankful to have found them. They were part of my day job. There was a email from the day job people, the email blast that go out, and that's how I found them. But when I tell you a blessing, big time. At one point, I even stopped them to tell them thank you, because just seeing them move and the care that they showed, the pace that they were moving, I was blown away. And so even in the midst of the move, I was able to feel a little more settled, a little more secure, just safer, knowing that, I mean, I did not move far, but knowing, that my things were in the hands of good folks. So Fisher North American, bam, there you go. And so once everything was in the house, I took time off from work. I knew I had to move slowly because I can only move but so fast. I still like to do all of the things. I am able to walk, able to move, able to do some of the stuff, but I knew that my body was only going to allow me to do so much at one time. So I structured my time off. I would have rather have been on a beach, of course, but I have time off. That's what I used it for. And that's what I needed to use it for. And so being able to do the initial unpacking, because again, I thought this was going to be by the end of the weekend, I'm going to be good to go. Weeks later, I still got stuff. So that is not the case, and that's okay. But by the end of the weekend, I was like, I need a different plan to figure this whole move out. And that's where my 5 takeaways came from. So the very first thing I did and recommend that any and everyone do, no matter what their mental health condition is, no matter what your physical condition is, no matter what your mental health condition is, no matter what your physical condition is, regardless of your physical ability, the very first thing, once you get your stuff in your house, that I'm telling you, number one, put your bed together. Because if it only takes you a couple hours or if it takes you a couple months to unpack, that first night, if your bed is put together, you can sleep comfortably in your own bed. Once the guys moved everything in, there's a team of 3. Some of the guys were moving things into the basement storage area. One guy put the bed together. I had movers. You may not have movers. If you don't have movers, take the time to just figure out where the bed is going and put that together. That first night's sleep was so incredible for me when I share the stress relief and safety and peace that I felt having my bed on the first night was incredible. Second thing that I recommend is create a home space. Remember as a kid, you play hide and go seek and you have to reach home. So same thing here. I'm still playing hide and go seek. I don't know where everything is. There's stuff everywhere. A more controlled everywhere than all of the new boxes, all of the bags, all of the, clothes, all of the everything. But there's still stuff everywhere. I'm still, playing hide and go seek. But create your home space. Put your bed up first. Second, create your home space. For me, my home space was my living room area. My living room is done. It's set up. My couch, the plants, the recliner, the TV, everything in that space is set up. So I have one room that is completely put together. My bedroom is not that space because we go into point number 3, I want to go back through my clothes and make sure I'm putting things in the right place and keeping the things that I want to keep. So my bedroom was not home space for me, but it may be your home space. And what happens is, for my brain, I need clarity, I need peace, I need order, I need structure. In order for me to have that in the midst of chaos, I needed to create a home or safety space like glue where everything in that space is put together. Everything in that space is clean. Everything in that space is orderly and tidy so that at the end of my workday, when I come home, if I'm not unboxing a box, I can chill in my living room and be comfortable. I'm not stepping over anything in there. I'm not, trying to navigate and negotiate space. That is my safe space. My bed and my bedroom are almost there. Not quite, but my living room is my home space. So number 3, throw out or give away stuff, even if you went through your things while you were packing. So like I said, I went through my clothes, I went through, plates and all that kind of stuff, books and things like that, and put stuff aside to give away, dropped off a huge carpenter bag full of clothes. Then I see that I brought too many clothes with me, if that is a thing. And I just want to make sure that as I'm unpacking, I'm not unnecessarily holding on to things that don't serve me. I have less storage space here, more living space. And so I want to make sure that my space isn't too cluttered, right? Like I know me, I know I like to accumulate things. I'm still in my plant accumulation space. Hopefully that's just a lifelong thing. We'll see. We'll know at the end of the life, right? Did I stick with the plants or not? But anyways, it is okay to take your time and go through things and say, all right, these box of books, I'm only going to keep these 5 because these are the 5 that either I haven't read yet or I want to read again, or they look good on my bookshelf, whatever your reasoning is. Whatever the reasoning is, it's cool. It's just a matter of agreeing with yourself, or if you have a partner or kids or whatever, on what stays, what goes. It doesn't, for me, make sense to keep things that I know don't serve me, don't serve my work. At the same time, coming off of COVID, life has opened back up. Like I have not started doing events yet. And so I have a lot of front seat life materials and supplies that while I have not used them, I'm going to use them. So those things I'm not giving away. I need to box them up, make sure they're securely stored so they don't get damaged and all that kind of stuff. So going through all of the things again is totally okay. Number 4, it's okay to take your time. I, again, thought this was going to be it. At the end of the weekend, I'll be back to work and all my stuff will be put away. I'll be good to go. My house will be orderly and it's clean. It's just a mess. And that's all right. It is okay to take your time and move in a way that makes sense for you. Again, for me, I know when I have too much clutter, my brain starts to feel cluttered. And so that home space, that glue, that safety kind of zone helps me have the space that I need while also allowing me to manage and go through the things that I may not be, keeping, may not want, may be able to bless someone else with instead of just like hoarding it in a closet somewhere. And then number 5, if you shove it all away, if you take all the boxes, all the bags, all the things, if you shove it all away, you will be in the same position when you move again. And worse off, because you'll likely be accumulating new things. In the accumulation of stuff, no judgment. So if you are a stuff accumulator, but it is not a mental health condition, like you're not a hoarder, like do you. I know for me, I am not one that is attached like sentimental. I don't attach sentimental value to things in the way I know a lot of other people do. At the same time, or let me say it this way, that being the case, why do I have all this shit? If I don't have, if I am not attached to this stuff, why do I have it? And so in packing, I found like 8 pairs of glasses, prescription glasses that are really old. Some were more than 10, 12 years old. Why do I have these prescription glasses? Because for me, just throw them out. I can't wear them no more. I can't see out of them. But I know they have these prescription programs. Like if you donate the glasses, they'll go to some place, some community or a country where, people in need will be able to use the glasses. And so I had them moving out of my old space. I found them again, and then I moved them here. But here's the thing. I moved them here after talking with someone who's like, I'm going to pick those up from you and I'm going to donate them. You cannot take all the things. Well, you're grown. You can do whatever you want to do. I cannot take all of the things. And so I need to be able to either detach, throw away, detach, give away. I don't want to create mess, in landfills or, that have a negative impact on the environment, but it's got to go. Like it can't stay here. So wherever it needs to go because it cannot stay here. So identifying those things that need to go, need to move on to another home is paramount. If I don't do that, if I just leave things in a box and shove it in the basement or shove it in the closet, it's not dealing with the situation. For me, that's not one of my goals, to just shove everything away and not deal with it. A part of the healing process is dealing with the mess, dealing with the struggles, dealing with the hard stuff, dealing with the things I don't want to, because if I don't, it is not providing a solution. It's not providing closure. It's not providing me the foundation to be healthier. It's not creating healthier relationships between me and my stuff. And so it's very important to devise a plan, even though sometimes it looks messy, even though I may live in chaos or organized chaos for a short period of time. That is also what the healing process looks like. Like, the healing process is messy. Dealing with trauma is messy. Going back and building healthier relationships with people can be messy. With your finances, it can be messy. Pulling up foundations, pulling up and addressing the roots of issues can be messy. And so I'm trying to use those tools that I've learned in dealing with like my general mental health and in communication and psychology, not just personally, but professionally, on this move, my deepest personal, like, who knows what's in the boxes besides me? Nobody, right? But in order for me to make the changes, in order for me to fully embrace the healing path and journey, I am at a place in that journey where not shoving the stuff away is not just important because of a move, but it is important because of all of the pieces of my life. And so this is one of those transferable skills, but not shoving things away in life, like in everyday situations that you run into, the same principle applies, right? And so I think that's what you begin to find is how you deal with your mental health or your physical health, how you address your relationships with people begins to apply to more than just that very narrow thing. So these 5 steps, while directly related to my move, like, these are the 5 things that I did and will do again moving forward, also apply to my personal relationships with people, my relationships with other stuff, my relationships with space and place. When using the tools, you'll find that they are often applicable to more than just that one thing. So my 5 move takeaways, and I'd say the blueprint for unpacking, is put your bed up first, create a home space or create a safe space. Where's your glue? Throw out or give away again. It's okay to take your time, and don't shove the stuff away. Deal with it as you're unpacking to make room for more stuff. So that's it. We have a couple more episodes on movement in this season. Really looking forward to it. You will hear from Mary Beth Scott, Onward Run Coach, and a couple other guests that I have coming. This is like the season of guests, more episodes on movement and what that means to us individually and collectively as people. If you are looking for resources, 211 is a great place to start. You go to 211 on your phone or 211 in your browser, ask Google or Siri or Alexa to connect you to 211. They will. And if you need someone to talk to, if you're experiencing crisis or you're just in a really tough place right now, you can dial 988 on your phone, and you will be connected to someone who is especially trained to help you through tough times. Someone will be there to answer the phone, 100% confidential. It's a free service. There's always a lot of talk around community and not having safe spaces and places and who to call, when you're hurting. And 988 was created to be able to provide you with someone who will always answer the phone. So you can dial 988 if you are in need of talking to someone right now. Until the next time, be the light. We never know where we're meeting people in their journey, and you may be the one to be the bright spot in their day. So like, subscribe, share. Let me know where you are, how you're feeling, how this is resonating with you, what topics you want me to cover on the podcast. How can we break down the barriers and stigma and change the face of mental health so that it is our collective faces? There is no one look, there is no one feel. We all have a measure of mental health, and we can all address our mental health collectively as a people together. Be the light.